What we're going to do now is create our first little bit of multilingual content. We're going to do this in English and Welsh, not because I can speak Welsh, but because I happen to have some very good Welsh content available. So what we do, we make sure we're signed in. We head over to content on our admin menu. This menu of course is only available when you're signed in, and we're going to add some content. And what we're going to do now is create some simple text and images. So we're going to open the dialog box to create a node of text and images. So we're going to call this first page welcome, and it's in English, so we don't want it language neutral, I want it to be in English. And if we head over to my crib sheet, I have the text that I want to use here in English in blue. My Welsh content is above it in red, and I'm going to copy and paste that content in. I want it to have a menu link, and the menu link always takes a node title, which in this case is welcome. I have the parent item, the main menu. This is where I want it to appear. Don't need to mess around with weights. Heavy weights sink and light weights float on the menu. Can be useful. You can always drag and drop that later. I've now created my welcome content, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to translate that content. It's untranslated, so I'm going to click on the untranslated link. Now by default it automatically uses the English content as it creates the node, so I'm going to overwrite this with my Welsh. Welcome. Delete the content by just highlighting, and now I've got my Welsh content here. I'm copying this and going to now paste that in, so I have my Welsh content here. Once again I want a menu link. My menu link here is welcome in Welsh. Once again it's the same menu, main menu, weight 0. They're going to sit next to each other, these two items, so I'm going to click save, and I now have my first little bit of English and Welsh content. Click submit settings. Again, the translation priorities have been saved. Okay, it's all completed. Just click on the little home button and see what we have. And now we have a welcome menu, and if I click on the welcome menu, I go to the welcome page. To change the language, click the button in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Here I've got a little thing. It is saying Welsh, so if I click on Welsh, I will see this content in Welsh. Now this little facility here to change the language is the default facility, and it only changes the behaviour of this particular little bit of content. There is sometimes a need to change the behaviour of this button, and I show in one of the more advanced menus how to get over these problems. But anyway, this is our first little bit of multilingual content in English and Welsh.